Greetings and welcome to Mind Over Number. I am Karanda, spiritual coach, intuitive reader, and numerologist, clearing space for this Life Path 2 reading. Before we get started over here, we always thank the Divine Mother, Father, God, who helps me interpret these messages in the way they are meant to be received. So if you are of negative orientation, not Sacred Mahai is good, well, you won't enjoy this energy or this message. Stick around if you want, but you probably won't like it. Now, your life path is what you came here to learn. It's also important to help you when it comes to choosing a career. If you don't know how to calculate your life path number, just add the single digits of your birth year to the single or double digit of your birth month and add that to the single digit or double digit of your birthday. If you want to break down on how I calculate the life path number or the specific method I use, which allows me to get your tarot and astrological correspondence, you can check out the numerology info playlist on the channel. Where I talk about it in a few of those videos. I also give full numerology readings where I look at your other numbers in your chart, such as your personality number, your soul number, your maturity number, any karmic numbers that may appear, your there's a bunch of different numbers, because you are a multi-dimensional being, okay? So I also look at your pinnacles, your challenge numbers. I can look at your life cycles, ages 0 through 81, through the Divine Triangle Blueprint. All my information for that is in the description box below the video. Now, if you are the life path 2, you are the mediator often in your situations, but you came here to learn about duality, okay, about decisions, about choice. That is life path 2, okay, because it's about cooperation and learning the difference between light and dark, up and down, left and right, and 2s are very good when it comes to conflict resolution, but they struggle with indecisiveness and often sacrificing their needs for others and issues with asserting themselves or self-worth issues. So this particular reading is going to be about what is keeping you from standing in your power, what's keeping you from knowing your worth, knowing your value. A lot of times it can feel heavy and overloaded and not understand what areas we need to work on when it comes to those types of issues. So hopefully this reading will help you gain some insight or clarity on what may be keeping you stuck. So let's go ahead, get set, and go with this reading. All right, well, I rolled another 12 here. One's got 12 also, but the number 12 could be significant. The 12th month, the 12th day of any month, the life path 3, the 3rd month, the 3rd day. I'm going to get all 12 of my cubes out of this bag to help give you confirmation for this reading. Always take what resonates for you, leave what does not. Do not make any situation fit. But if it does, that can be a sign and synchronicity for you. Now, these could be your signs or the signs of someone you are dealing with or specific energies for this message. We have Aquarius, Pisces, Libra, Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio, Gemini, and Aries. You or someone else could also be born on the cusp of Aquarius Pisces season. We also have Gemini Cancer cusp energy here. Libra Scorpio cusp sign energy is here. Now we have the time and space of April 20th through May 20th. So this could be a significant time and space for an event or something that did occur or will occur or has occurred. That specifically is Taurus season. So this could be a time from your birthday or someone else as well. We have the element of fire and the lion coming out here. So fire as an energy is all about our passions, our ambitions. It's about determination. Match with that lion energy. The lion is an energy that speaks about standing in your truth, right? Taking courageous action towards your goals. It could also call for needing to defend yourself or a little bit in your ego, which isn't always a bad thing, right? A bit prideful, right? It's important to take pride in your actions and believe in what you do and say. So there could be a message surrounding that, or there could be a call to stand firmly in your beliefs and make sure your actions match up with your desires, right? What you're feeling called to do. We'll see. Before we get started with the reading, I'm going to get a card from the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle to get an overall message for my life path 2s. So, what's the message for my life path 2s in this present time and space? This message, of course, can resonate at any point in time, just whenever the message gets to you. So, we have Welcome the Unwelcome with a 45 on the card. 45, which reduces down to a 9. And 9 is about a completion to a chapter in our lives. It also talks about an accumulation of experience that could be used to give back to others. We have a 5 working with the 4. So this can talk about, exploration, gaining new skills, meeting new people, seeing new places. With the 4, it's about structure and order. So we could be needing to explore new options and get more practical in what we want to do going forward into the next chapter in our life. 45 or 9 could be significant. Let's see what the book has to say about Welcome the Unwelcome. Those pesky details, that unwelcome news, the nagging, anxious thoughts, they're a tangle of snakes we can't seem to shake. But nothing shows up in our experience that isn't on our side. Challenges happen for you, not to you. They are a gift from your wildling soul self. Their aim is to shape you into the person your soul wanted to become before you arrived on this planet. This can be hard to believe and even harder to embody, but your soul never draws experience to you that can't be used as a transformative process. Changing your perspective is easier than trying to change the world. See your circumstances as temporary guests in your life. As Rumi once said, this being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. All right, too. So we could be overwhelmed with challenges, obstacles, feeling blocked. A lot of change could be hitting us all at once, and it's hard to, get grounded or get more practical in how we want to move forward. But it's also important to understand that nothing is ever just happening to you. It's all happening for you to grow and develop, because you chose to be you at this time and place. Okay, no one pushed you off a cliff into a body and said, here, go figure this out. You planned all this with yourself, with your guides, with your higher source, with the universe, so that you can grow and understand yourself on a higher level. And because we're in one of the lower registers of energy, okay, the third dimension, it can be difficult to see more than three sides to a situation. Okay, we can think that things are heads or tails and miss out on that center ridge that connects heads and tails, right? The edge of the coin itself is a dimension. But what is also a dimension is the inside dimension of the coin, as well as the outside surface of the coin. The coin isn't just up or down, left or right. There's also an edge, there's also an inside, there's also an outside. There are several different perspectives to look at the coin other than just heads or tails. So before the coin was even a coin, someone had to come up with the idea of what the coin was going to look like. And that itself took several different perspectives before it was perceived to be what it is now. So you can't always change what the coin is. It's already there. But you can change the way that you're viewing the coin itself. So let's get the tarot and see what is holding my twos back from knowing their worth, knowing their value. Okay, what do they need to release and let go at this time for the life path of 2? What are my tools holding on to that is no longer serving them? King of Cups. Well, you could be holding on to a King of Cups, an older masculine water sign energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, take it as it resonates, but it doesn't have to be an individual person. This is something that we're holding on to about ourselves that we need to let go. Now, the King of Cups is someone who's very compassionate, someone who's very loyal, right? Whether you're a female or a male, the King of Cups is an energy that is emotionally balanced, is secure within themselves. But perhaps we have this belief surrounding love or emotional security or needing to feel a certain way before we can move forward. Where do my twos need to be more receiving in their energy? We have a Three of Swords, yeah. This talks about pain, right? Grief, heartbreak, sorrow. It's not permanent, okay, but it is a temporary block in our energy that often keeps us from manifesting, because we manifest from our heart chakra, our heart center. And with this Three of Swords, there's some sort of rejection energy that's blocking us. There could be a fear of rejection, of feeling a loss and separation anxiety from someone who's no longer here or with you or we're connected to. So, what do we need to rewrite to help heal ourselves here for my twos? The Emperor reversed. That is Aries energy. It doesn't have to be an Aries, but this is very controlling energy, okay? This is my way or the highway energy. This is, this is very stubborn, arrogant, prideful. I know this to be the truth and I will only accept it type of energy. So, this is a story that you keep telling yourself, that you need to control your emotions, that you need to have the upper hand, that you need to, control the way things are going in order to feel stable. But we have welcome the unwelcome here, which is, expect the unexpected. Things are going to happen that you may not always be able to account for. Grief, sorrow, pain, other people's actions, right? Because you can only control your thoughts, yourself, your energy, what you do, no one else. And this Emperor reverse is very dominating. It's very controlling. It's very rigid. They could have, accolades. They can be very powerful themselves, but they're using that power to manipulate and control others. And this attitude that we have is likely stemming from a past situation where we felt out of control, where we were feeling free, where we were feeling exposed, and we could have, given a lot of time, effort, and energy to someone, and that led to a separation. So now we're, holding back, not exposing ourselves, cutting off our heart, just barreling forward for materialistic gains and not even stopping to feel those feelings, to feel the heartbreak, to feel the anxiety, the sorrow and pain. Because when you lose something, whether it's a relationship, a family member, a dog, your wallet, you need to stop and pause and have that experience. You can express yourself in very healthy ways. You don't have to have a full-on breakdown. But it tends to bubble up in other areas because you can't constantly be sweeping things underneath the rug. You're just going to create a giant mountain to the point where you can't even step into your living room because you've stuffed all this bullshit underneath a rug. And then when you invite people over, you could be telling them, don't look at the man behind the curtain. Don't look at that pile of crap that I've shuffled underneath there. But people can see it. People can feel it. Okay? So you're not fooling anybody. So what part of you is ready to feel free again for my twos? This part. Okay. This King of Swords who stabbed their heart. Okay, that too. You see them? You see that? This part of you that's got so rigid, so stern, so disciplined, so stuck in a routine, so comfortable with the way things have been. This person who is very intellectual, who understands, who is very logical, but they're not trusting their feelings. They're not leaning into their intuition, their creativity. Okay, they've blocked that off. So it's time to reclaim your emotions. Okay. Oh, my nose is itching. Okay. Yeah. It's time to get clear and truthful and precise with your communication. Because you may think you're being effective by not, tapping into your intuition, those gut feelings, those instincts, because you felt like you couldn't trust them at one point, but you were probably just ignoring the signs that were telling you not to go down a certain path or go a certain way. But you kept doing it. And so now you feel like you can't even trust yourself. But that was never the problem. It's learning how to trust yourself. That path you went down was for you to learn how to trust yourself. So, what can my twos do at this point in time to get more grounded in their energy? What is one step they can take we got an Ace of Pentacles. Now, this talks about something tangible, okay, something new. This talks about communication of all kinds, right? This could be a picture, a letter, a message. It's creating an opportunity for stability. That is Ace of Pentacles energy. So what you can do right now is to, write, journal, make something to get you into a more creative flow, right? And express yourself in a practically grounded way, right? If you're not sure how to express yourself or how to get your emotions out, right? Listen to music, right? Just get it out, and no one ever has to see it, okay? You can just write it so that you're aware. This Ace of Pentacles is about manifesting an opportunity that will give you stability, that will allow you to be more grounded, to get more practical. And it all starts with communication. Now, what does your highest self want you to know at this time? Message from Two's highest self. One card for Two from their higher self. Oh, yeah, you're being stubborn. You're being stubborn. I said what? Thank you. Okay. We got a Page of Pentacles. 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Now, what does your highest self want you to know right now, Twos? We have a Page of Pentacles. So they want you to manifest that opportunity. Whatever this Ace of Pentacles is, okay? Because the Page of Pentacles is someone who is discovering, who is at the beginning stages of creating something, right? This could be art, this could be a business, this could be, a letter, this could be a book, this could be journaling, right? This could be a message, an email. This is just taking that opportunity and not just sitting on it, but delivering it. The pages are the messengers of the tarot. So it's important not to just create an opportunity or start a manifestation. You still have to take action so that you can reap the benefits in the physical world. Everything in this world started off as a thought. But someone still had to take the action to figure out how they were going to make it work in the physical plane. And with the 6 of Wands, this talks about public recognition, right? This talks about victory after a long battle, and it may have been a lot of conflict or fights or arguments or internal battles with your own ego. But we can only control ourselves, right? Never other people. So this could have something to do with your public image or how other people may view you. Because right now there's a lot of tyrannical energy. Okay. Let's get the rebel deck. And so it's really need to be truthful when it comes to our own insecurities here. What you got to say, Rebel Deck? You've had that flipped out reverse over there. So, don't effing force it. Allow that ish to come to you. But I'm feeling like we're trying to force an outcome. Like we're not meant to know everything. Okay? And sometimes when you know a lot of things, you can wish you didn't. You know that saying, ignorance is bliss? It's because it is, okay? Knowledge is power. But of course, with power comes a great responsibility. So when you are given information and knowledge and insight, what are you then going to do with that information? That's really what is the test. And perhaps we could have gotten some sort of insight or power or information or authority, and we kind of just got a little bit, in our ego about it and use it in a negative way. And now we got this "you are being shady" card coming out here. Okay, watch out. Ish could get ugly when you are being, in fact, shady. Stop texting, stop stalking, stop checking on that person. Just effing stop. Spend your time on someone worth it. Don't waste it on ridiculousness. So when you got some sort of information or insight in the past that could have potentially led to a separation or a breakup, I feel like it's important to understand that everyone is owed their own privacy. Sometimes people don't tell us things for a reason, because they are on their own time. They have their own thoughts, their own emotions, their own processes that they need to go through, and we can't ever force them to be a certain way. They come when they feel it's right for them to, just as you take action when you feel it's right for you. But if you're trying to force a situation, force an outcome, expect someone to do something without, clearly speaking your truth, it's just going to get very ugly very fast. And this could have something to do with our own security, right? Needing to know something because we are fighting our own inner voice that's not okay with not being in control of a narrative. Yes. And so what we need to release here is this, controlling tyrannical behavior, right? Just go with the flow. If someone's not showing you something, go spend your time and energy on something that's worth your time and energy. Because then you put on this front like you need someone other than yourself to feel joy and happiness. And that turns into very clingy, controlling, domineering energy that no one wants to be around. One final card for my twos. We have a 30 here. The third month or the third day of any month could be significant. The life path 3, the age 30, the age 3. Now we have 30, which is a number of a lot of creative energy, but it's also a lot of potential energy. So we have the potential here to grow, to understand, to express ourselves with clarity here. I am perceptive is what's on the card. My intuition is powerful. When I am unsure, my intuition is sure. I strengthen my intuition by trusting it and responding to its impulses. I am perceptive. So definitely a need to change the way that you're seeing a situation here. Be able to put yourself in someone else's shoes, right? If someone isn't showing you something, but you have a gut feeling, okay, trust that. But also if you are getting a feeling that you shouldn't overstep your boundaries, also trust that feeling. And that's how you truly strengthen your intuition, right? Get outside of your logical mind and get into your emotions, your feelings, and responding to those waves of emotion and be able to step outside of yourself for a moment. I am perceptive is the message I have for you right now, twos. So if any of that resonated with you, please like the video or leave a comment. Hopefully that resonated. If it did not, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you for joining me, and I love you.